I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes I am, yes I am, yes I am. I'm the man.
Hello everybody, Jacob Kurtenbach with themanservices.com. So we just talked about all the things that you'll need for paint. So here we are, we've laid the drop cloth out all over the ground. I've started prepping without you. Hope you don't take offense to that. If you do, there's a next button right here. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I have gone ahead and put tape around, and we've already taped off some of the plugs. You'll notice this plug right here, this is the phone line, and you don't want to deal with disconnecting the phone lines, so I always just take it out and then go ahead and wrap some blue tape around it so you don't get tape on, or paint on there. And then I've already filled a few holes, you can see, with my lightweight spackle that we went over in the previous episode. So we have a few holes over here to fill. Another thing that we did before we fill those holes, with the blue tape, before I put the blue tape on, I went ahead and I took my wet rag. I got wet rag, dry rag. I took my wet rag and I wiped down all the baseboard in order to make sure there's no dust, dirt, or grime on there, and make sure the tape sticks pretty good. It's you know, a blue painter's grade tape, so it doesn't have a high sticking power, so it still might peel off a little bit, but that's okay. It's better than your paint peeling off. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on here. You're probably thinking, Jacob, you're missing the top of the baseboard. Yep, that's right, I am. And that's because this is not for your cut-in line. I always cut in by hand everything. I don't tape off because there's always bleeds when you use tape. There's this green frog tape that supposedly doesn't run, but you know, I found out everything runs. You just have to have a good steady hand, and we'll go over how to hold the brush in another episode. Let's see, we need a screwdriver, which is around here somewhere. This will happen when there's a lot going on. Screwdriver. Yeah, well, hey, we'll just use this. This is the 5-in-1. And then we can use the corner of that. We're going to take this off. Takes less time doing it this way than actually finding the real screwdriver, you know, that you need. And look at there. It's almost off. Oh, just a few more turns. So you want to be careful not to stick your fingers in there, because that's a hot live electrical plug. So after you get that off, like the guy before, you can tell that got a bunch of paint on it. I'll be changing these out. But just for the sake of the show, we just take some blue tape and cover over the plug like so. That way when you roller, if you really want to be lazy, you can just go like straight over the top. See, it's a little bit low, so we want to make sure that you can kind of see this part right here, and the top part needs to be ripped off a little bit too. That's so that the plate cover doesn't have the paint behind it. Like so, this is brown paint, it's going to be white paint, and if the tape is too low and you pull it off when you're done painting, then you'll see the brown paint there, and then you're going to have to come back over it. So it's really important to make sure that the tape is not past these little metal pieces on your electrical plug. So we'll take our 5-in-1 now and go ahead and get a couple of these little high spots on the wall there, and we have a screw here. So I think I saw that screwdriver. Yeah, here it is. Alright, got the Phillips. The common head is somewhere else. So we're going to go ahead and take this screw out, put that in the proper place, and then here's the lightweight putty. So the lightweight putty is awesome. It got a little dry, and so I just put some water in there and smashed it up with my finger, and that'll happen over time if you don't use it very often. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these holes. I forgot, we're 5 and 1. Go ahead and scrape this one, the one that had the screw in it. So you always want to pull out all the nail holes and all the screws and then go around. That one was just a little high spot from a bad spackler before. Wasn't me. And then, so caulking, I'm not going to need to use any caulking on this job. All the corners are pretty good. Usually you'll want to look close in the corners and see if there's any cracks. And so I looked around, I don't see any. But you always want to do that before you start painting. Now this spot over here, where I spackled, I did that before so I could let it dry some and show you what to do afterwards. So you take your wet rag and all you do is just go across it really light like that. Not too much because it'll pull too much of your filler out of the hole. So just lightly go across it. And the key here is you just want to get the high edges down, and that way when you put your paint over it, it goes over nice and smooth. So let's see, we've got the prep, got the drop cloth down, and once the drop cloth is up, you just, the tape, you cut in here. This catches a splatter, and it also catches. So if your drop cloth gets pulled back a little bit, it catches any paint from going on your carpet, which is really nice. I think that's just about everything for this prep. Now here's one more thing. This is probably good for a different video, but we're going to go ahead and do it with this video. So here's your roller, and to prep your roller, you're going to want to put it on. So here's the roller, we'll put it on, okay, and it's usually a little bit sticky, so you want to hold it, and you spin it like this, think, yeah, woohoo, I'm partying. But no, we're actually just really loosening it up so that when you're rolling it on the wall, it actually rolls and doesn't stick and drag, because you don't want it to drag when you're rolling it on the wall, because then it just won't look good. And now there's a bunch of little microscopic furs. See, I just pulled a bunch off. Some stuck to my nail. So what you do is you take your blue tape and you're going to wrap it around it like this, and that way your paint will go on the wall nice and you won't have little fuzzy things all over the place. And usually if you don't do this, the little fuzzy things will only last for, the first, 3-4 feet on your wall, but it's just better and a lot smoother looking if you don't have little fuzzy things all over your wall. So you'll wrap this on there like so, or just bend it over so it's easy to get off. And I always just really like to really get it on there tight to make sure to get all those little fuzzy things off. So once we start rollering, we'll take this off and show you all the fuzz. So next video we'll be talking about cutting in, because you always want to cut in before your roller, as far as I believe. That's next. So if this video helps you, please comment below and let me know. You can also find all this stuff on my Amazon thing, whatever that thing's called. You probably know better than me anyway. Click around, you'll find some cool stuff. I'm Jacob Kurtenbach with themanservices.com, and thanks for watching. Have a great one. Happy painting.
I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am.